Hello, and welcome to Sid's Baked Goods. Today we're going to be making brown bread, or whole wheat bread. To get started, we're going to mix a little bit of our water with the salt. By the way, I'll be making 3 loaves today. Just to dissolve that salt, and then we're going to mix the sugar with the rest of the water. The 2 sugars we're using today is regular sugar and molasses. So because we're using molasses, make sure you mix it really well with the water so that none of it sticks to the sides. And then we're going to mix in the flour with the yeast. Weigh a bit of butter to make it softer. And I slowly realized that this small mixing bowl isn't going to be enough, so I'll pull out my big mixing bowl later. Just a little bit of butter for a nice soft texture. There we are. There's the big bowl. So I'm going to have to do that, sadly. Dirty the bowl for no reason. Make sure you get it all out, even if you mess up like this. Then mix in your sugar water with your flour. Again, make sure that, because we're using molasses, to stir it up real good. Don't want any sticking to the walls. There we go. All in. And you can see nothing stuck to the wall. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna put it on number 1. Just to mix it in. As it slowly mixes in, gets the yeast going, I'm going to add in the salt. Make sure you mix this up good as well. You don't want any of the salt to be clumped up, kill your yeast. There we go. Mix it all in. Perfect. Be very careful if you don't have a guard on your mixer. You don't want to stick your hand in there or anything like that. Be very careful. Now just slowly throw in pieces of butter in. There we go. Once it's fully mixed in, we'll put it on number 2 and let it go for 5 to 8 minutes. Just make sure you poke it to test. Make sure that it's got enough gluten built in. I can feel it in there. Perfect. Then cover till it's double in size. Depending on your water, temperature of the room, all those factors will determine how long that takes. It could be half an hour, it could be 2 hours if you're in a cold room. Now that's done, make sure you punch it down. Then we're going to weigh it into 3 equal parts. Boom. There we go. Just making sure I punched all of it out. And now we're going to use our nice bread cutter to weigh out 3 equal pieces. Just going to roll it out a little bit so I can kind of guess a third of it at a time. Weigh it out. This recipe, depending on how much flour you use to help mix it, could be anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 grams, especially if you're making large batches. So just be careful with that. But the difference between 50 grams isn't much. So if you have a loaf that's 1,000 and a loaf that's 1,050 grams, it's not a huge deal. Any more than that though, and you'll start to see a difference in the size. So with this loaf, I like to roll it into the nice loaf shape, put it into my pans, and then squish it into the corners. That way I make sure that I get a good square end or flat end on either side. Now that they're pushed in to the corners, wrap it, let it proof till double in size again. Then we're gonna cook it at 425 for 20 minutes. Make sure there's some steam in there. Again, plastic wrap's not the best because sometimes it sticks to the dough, so use a wet towel. And before we're gonna put this in the oven, we're gonna spray it with some water to get a beautiful crust. So I got my nice little spray bottle. Nice little spray. Perfect. Then we're gonna put it into the oven. I have a pan there to steam it for the first little bit. I'll be taking that pan out basically now, so that the steam's only for the first like 10 minutes or so. Then after that, the steam should dissipate. So now that it's been 10 minutes, take that out. You see that beautiful crust? It's formed nicely, so you know you can take it out. There's no cracks, there's no explosion anywhere. That's what you're looking for. So after that, the rest of the time, they should come out looking good. Normally they'll just fall out if they're fully done. But these ones are a bit stuck. I try to flip them out and it's not working. They're stuck. That means they're not fully done. You can also try and tap them on the top. It's hard to tell that way because it still might sound hollow, just like it normally would when it's done. But the other telltale sign is it's sticking to your pan. Put it in for a little bit longer, and it should be done right after that. So we're putting it in for another 5 minutes. There we go. Should be done now. Take them out. Look at that nice crust. This is how they turned out. A little bit of crack happening afterwards. I'll have to try and fix that for next time. But other than that, these turned out beautiful. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I even have my own website. Thank you, and have a nice day.